new day on the bus. We fired it up. Just wait for the air to build up in the tanks. And the first job today, we're going to replace those door controllers, because if you can hear, there's a lot of hissing coming from those. The air just keeps escaping and causing this door to do funny things. Not only that, we've got another couple here as well, which we need to replace. So hopefully, we'll sort that problem out. So if you listen carefully, you might just hear some air leaking out of here, and that's coming from somewhere in there to this one. Same thing happening. Just like that. Not a peep of air. Right, here at the old generator bay, that's where our diesel heater's going to go. Last time we had trouble trying to get through this piece of metal, but today we have something that's going to hopefully get through that like butter. So once those holes are cut out, it means we can get the tubing through, which will go into our diesel heater and give us some heat. And that right there is a nice clean hole, along with that one, into the generator bay. So now just have to wait for the heating pipes to arrive from eBay, and then we can get cracking. So this is our diesel heater, albeit upside down. Air comes in from that way and then gets blown out warm through this way. Then we got our air intake, fuel line, the exhaust pipe, and we've got the fuel tank, which I've reconditioned. Got two new cables there going into the fuel sender. Got a new pipe on the way. We couldn't get a good earth on the thing there, so the fuel sender wasn't going to work properly, but that'll be put back in soon, and then that'll start housing diesel. That'll have to change, and that'll keep us warm. Before installing the fuel tank back into the bus, I need to paint the metalwork behind it, otherwise I'm not going to have access before putting the fuel tank back in. A coat of oxide primer and then oxide gloss prevents any water from getting through to the metalwork, stopping it from rusting in the future. One of the next things we're now going to do is get that perspex screen fitted into place. We've got a lot of the pine strip wood here, 12mm by 12mm. That's going to be cut up, and then we're going to build one frame around this edge, and then the frame around that edge will hold the perspex in place, and that will form our perspex window between this area and that area. Let's get cracking. that's the dividing window in, but I ran out of wood and money, so yeah, I need to try and get some funds from somewhere before I complete that. But yeah, you can see there where those two bits of wood there hold the panel in place. Might notice a couple of holes there. That was there already, so they'll be filled in eventually at some point. But yes, that's the start of our dividing wall between the studio and the recording area. It's all coming along, isn't it? Another job I need to do. This one's going to be, well, it's going to make outside look a bit different. It's taking that step off, because if you look underneath, there's a horrible bit of rust, and that all needs sorting out. But it's impossible to access that unless this is off. So yeah, this might be an impossible task, but we'll give it a go and hope for the best. It's off. That was a job. And I had to cut the filming short because I managed to kick the camera with my foot. And then eventually I just cracked on with it. But yeah, if you look there, you can see where the water has penetrated and left a hole in the bodywork, which isn't the best. Under here, it's all right. It just needs cleaning up a bit. So we've got access now that we can put metal oxide primer on it. Clean up all that metal and then give it some good protection for many years to come. Oh, and also get those horrible bolts out, because they need to be done. Well, good morning from under the bus. It's quite cramped under here, but needs must. Today we're fitting the diesel heater, and I'm putting the fuel tank back in. The fuel tank for the diesel heater, not the actual bus fuel tank. And hopefully today we'll have the diesel heater up and running. Right, we have the fuel tank back in, and we have, look, just here, see a little bit of diesel there, that's good. That goes to a fuel filter just under there, and then that goes to this fuel pump, which then goes into the diesel heater. Now we have it all plumbed in and powered up. Under here we've got the exhaust and then the air intake. So we need to run this now, and we need diesel to come up through the fuel line, make its way to the diesel heater, where it should eventually fire up and hopefully give out its first heat. Now unfortunately I didn't have the right connection, so I had to fashion a tube for the moment until the connections come. Thanks Avery. And then we can get it all properly plumbed in. So we're now going to set this into prime mode, and that will set the fuel pump off and start bringing the diesel through. So start that now. Fuel pump's working away, and you can see that fuel is now starting to make its way through the fuel filter. And what we want it to do is start coming up through here. You can just about see it starting to do. Then make its way up into the diesel heater. And then we can fire it up for the first time and make sure it works. Right, this bit might take a while. So let's fire up the heater. I'm going to put it on maximum power. So it's just started up now. And it's going to take about a couple of minutes for it to go through various processes and then fire up. So we'll leave it to do that. There's a little bit of smoke there, that's a good sign. That means diesel's in the heater and the glow plug's doing its job. Still waiting for the fuel pump to kick in, for it to ignite. Fuel pump kicks in. Now this should ignite now, and we should have the fan speed come up considerably more. And it sounds like it's just ignited now. Spooling up, slowly picking up the pace now. Now it's starting to pick up. Really picking up now. And I think we're ignited. We have ignition. That's a temporary bit of tubing that I've put in for the moment. But I'm pleased to say we have heat. We finally have heat coming into the bus. That's brilliant. The next task is to get that tubing all the way up there, cut out the holes to put in the outlets, and get the heating ports put in. That is a big step forward, but we now have heating. So the next few tasks on the bus on future days is to get the heating piping properly plumbed in, sent up there, and then piped into that room. Also, to get this fuel gauge working, so we can make sure that the fuel sender in the tank is doing what it should be doing, because we don't want to be running out of diesel, especially with a diesel heater. And drill some holes in there for the air outlets. Watch this space.